This is an in-depth video on the older Singer Class 15 model, like the submodel 30 and the 1580. By the way, the machine you see now is a Singer 15K30 and it has been sitting for a while. In this video I will tell you some background information, how to wind the bobbin, threading the machine and some simple maintenance. Scroll through the video if you want to see some specific information. Do you want to join me digging a little deeper on the later Singer 1588 and the 15125s from the 1950s? I have some videos on them too. Because of its weight, the Singer 15 was also referred to as the Beast or the Tank. How to identify the Model 15? All the Class 15 Singers have the upper tension assembly mounted on the faceplate. Only a few other Singer machines have this too, like the more rare Singer 9 and the industrial Singer 16 as seen here. A little bit of history. By 1897 the Singer improved family was born, with a new mechanism and a new bobbin. By 1887 the successor was released, with the bobbin we all know now as the standard bobbin. The bobbin can hold a lot more thread than the previous 27 and 28 bobbins, and the 15 by 1 needle. We also consider that as standard, also known as the 2020 or the 130/705. This was the benchmark for all that came later. It shaped the company. The 15 has an oscillating system. In this system the hook catches the thread and pulls it around the far end of the bobbin case and then swings back again. Some like the oscillating system, others prefer the rotary system, as with this Singer 201. But did you know the Class 15 also has a rotating version? The Singer 115. Let's go and wind a bobbin on this 1919 Singer 15. Remove the bobbin and the bobbin case from the race underneath. Slide the bobbin on this knob. The spool goes on top of the machine. And guide it over this notch on the far left and back right again to the winding mechanism. Let this hook catch the thread and then a bit up and through this groove on the little arm. Pull it through one of these holes and hold it when winding. First push the unit away from you towards the balance wheel. The rubber wheel should make contact with the larger balance wheel. Turn the clutch plate on the rear a quarter turn to your left to disengage the main drive. Now you can wind the bobbin without the needle moving. And now start winding a bobbin. After a few seconds you can release the thread you're holding. When you think you have enough, you can flip the spring-loaded clip. The entire unit will be released. Oh yeah, don't forget to tighten the plate on the rear a quarter turn to your right. And now the bobbin in the casing. The thread should travel towards you from underneath, clockwise so to speak. Put it into the casing and pull the thread through the groove. It must slide below the spring until it reaches the small hole and move more freely. Place it into the race underneath the bed. The needle should be inserted with the flat side facing right. Do you have a later model with the ability to sew in the opposite direction? Insert the needle with the flat side facing left. An excellent moment to thread the machine. Still, the spool sits on top. Left over this notch on the rear of your Class 15 and then down. Between the two discs of the upper tension assembly. Make almost a complete circle. Over the hook and behind the spring. Up and through the lever, rear to front. Back down again behind the first hook. And just above the needle behind the second hook. Pull the thread through the needle from left to right. Again, do you have a more modern machine that can sew in reverse too? Pull the thread from right to left. Now pick up the lower thread and you're finally ready to sew. Operating the Singer 15 is easy. You only have to deal with the tension of the thread and this knob for the stitch length. Release and move it up for a compact stitch and then tighten it. Or release, pull it down for a wider stitch and tighten the knob again. The Singer Class 15 is very easy to maintain. Everything is almost effortless. Lubricating with sewing machine oil is simple, although it's necessary too. Everywhere on the machine you can see holes. Deposit 1 drop of oil in each of them. And don't forget to oil the other spots, like behind the faceplate on the end of the arch. Everything metal on metal that moves can use a drop of sewing machine oil. And sometimes more than only 1 drop. Also behind the inspection plate on the rear. Everything that hinges or moves, oil it. The last place to inspect is the undercarriage. Tilt your machine and again, does it move? Oil it. You don't have to do it every single time you use your machine, but it must be oiled. This dry is not good. Avoid this. Do you want to go even further? Loosen the screws underneath. And now you can remove the machine from its base. By doing so, you're able to clean, oil and even disassemble parts of your Singer. Top tip: make some photos before you remove anything. Possibly you might want to know when and where your Singer 15 was built. Every Singer has a serial number, and most of them can help you. I've made a separate video on dating your Singer and where it may have been assembled. Check it out if you're interested. Do not forget, you bought a really strong and capable machine, almost as loved as the 201 by some. Having been made for such a long time is really a statement. Enjoy your vintage Singer. And if you have any questions, feel free to post a comment below. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.